Right then, welcome to the channel. If you like the video, give it a like. If you got any thoughts, drop us a comment. And if you like any other videos on my channel, consider subscribing. But today, I'm back with another Palworld video. Now, I really did want to do one video all about how much I love Palworld and why I love it. But lately, I've not been loving it so much. And I started thinking, I bet a lot of other people feel the same. I do want to start the video on a nice note and just talk briefly about what I love about it. And then I'll just sink into the kind of end game stuff that's causing me some issues. So ultimately, being a father of 3 young kids, like busy family man, I dropped off of gaming really when me and my wife had our first son. And I used to like story games like Assassin's Creed and stuff, you know, the storyline to follow. And then a friend actually suggested Palworld to me for my son. So I put it on for him, and then after he played it for about 10 minutes, I was kind of like, man, I want to play this myself. I wasn't aware of this kind of survival style kind of game. That's obviously the one aspect of Palworld. But just being able to kind of jump on, do a little bit, and like not really having to remember like, oh, what part of the story I was on, you know, things like that. It's been really good to fit in around like a busy family life in terms of like, you know, how the game's set up. And then just with how the pals work, and I loved it at the start when I first saw like the trailer, and it gave you that option of basically saying, hey, like hang around, build a lovely home base, you know, get it working efficiently, and your pals helping you and everything else, or go out and take on the world sort of thing. So I loved there was that kind of dual aspect to it. I really did, and I've really enjoyed playing it. If you want, I'll do a whole video diving more deep onto like why I love it. But that's a general kind of roundabout reason why I love it. The time aspect of it is just cool as fuck. This video mainly is obviously about the end game issues I'm having. So it's gotten to a point now where I'm sick of breeding. Even though I've got a nice big breeding base, I've got the big egg incubator that can hatch like a load at a time. Like, I've done a lot of breeding. I'll flick through some of the pals I've got. Like, I've done all like the ranch pals and like 4-starred a bunch of them to get productivity up. I've bred a load with all the passive skills, mainly around base kind of stuff. So all my Lilines are all bred up, all my Anubises, all that sort of thing. So, you know, my base is run really efficiently. I've got thousands and thousands of every kind of stone, granite, or food that you can think of. So it's smashing it with that. And to be fair, even there is a bit of a gripe, because in the trailers for the game, it's always like lamballs and tansies and stuff, like doing your plantations and totting around your base. And I'm sure there's that one clip, if I can find it, I'll put it in, of like all the lamballs on the assembly line for you, which is great. But obviously now in late game, it's all about efficiency. So using Anubises, or I forget the name of the new one, Splatterina. You know, and I've obviously got my Lilines in my other base. So you're using all these high-level pals. And a little bit of me is kind of like, I'd love to have an option still to have a bunch of tansies running around, or some penglets watering my plantations. You know what I mean? Like, and I could, but you just don't get anything done then, do you? So it'd be nice if there was an easier way to level them up. But it seems like everything just now is just too much to get to. So when it comes to the tower bosses, if you're not aware with the Pal Expedition thing, so obviously the more that you do on there, I think you do the tower bosses first, and then you can do the tower bosses on hard mode to then unlock more. But then on there, it's like, oh, I need to do more breeding. I need to, you know, get a bunch of more passive skills onto, say, a Noclem. And then it's breeding another 116 of them to then 4-star him sort of thing. But then now as well, after the Faybreak update, a lot of the like rainbow passive skills that they're called now, aren't they? There seems like you can only really get them through Dr. Brawn. I think I bred a good few hundred jet dragons, and I was getting no more new passive skills coming through. The Dr. Brawn guy, I spent ages trying to find him. Eventually I've got one, but now the last 4 times I've used him, he's gave my jet dragon like bad passive skills. So it's like, well, that's a headache then, because you're never always guaranteed with Dr. Brawn. So he's hard to get for a start. Then even though he's hard to get, you're not always guaranteed what it gives you, and you can only do it once a day. I've been trying for the life of me to fly around to try and find another Dr. Brawn to see if you can have multiple and do like 2 or 3 a day. I mean, I've done all the other normal PAL bosses, I've done all the tower bosses, I've done all the bounty hunters, so I've done all that. I started to do the tower bosses on hard, but like I said already, now I'm kind of at a point where, right, I need to breed another PAL with new passives that I can't seem to get hold of. And then with the raid boss, Jesus, with that Xenolord, I can't find a way, aside from every video I've seen is, oh yeah, just go and breed a couple thousand Bastigors. It's like, I did find a video just before I started recording this, because I thought I'd double check, like, see if anyone's put up a video where they're showing a more, not easy way, but more attainable way of doing it. And I found one, it says, you know, 10 Bastigors you can do it with. But he had 10 maxed out Bastigors, 4-starred. So I can't even be asked to think of, I'm crap with maths. So it's well over 1,000 in it. 10 Bastigors, 116 for each one to 4-star them. So it's easily 1,000 there. I don't know about you, but when you've done everything else you've got to do in the day, and you've sorted the kids out and everything else, and you've got your time to play of an evening like I have now recording this, I don't just want to be constantly doing eggs and more eggs and more eggs and more eggs and condense and condense and condense and condense. It's just, there's got to be a better way to do this with the game, surely. And then I've thought, oh, IVs. So I had to go at breeding for IVs. That's even more breeding and breeding that you just can't seem to have the time to do. And then I thought, oh, maybe, because you can get not the skill fruits. Oh, I'm not sure what they're called, but if you go to the guy at the Desolate Church and you can buy them with dog coins, you can get those. I don't know if they're fruits, but they increase the IVs for your pals, like attack, defense, and health. 500 dog coins. So I bred a Katrina, 4-starred that. I think I just went with whatever passives I had on it. Just 4-star it because it increases drop rates when you got a 4-star Katrina. And then I've went into my settings, I've banged it up my spawn rate to ×3, flew around the map for like a good hour, not seen one Meemog. You look at the habitat thing and it's like, Meemog's meant to be everywhere and I can't fucking find him. Like, so it's like every kind of way I'm looking to kind of like have a bit of a crack. It seems like now at this point of the game, it's unless you're going to put hours and hours into just breeding and constantly doing Dr. Brawn to get the passives. And I'm like, that ain't why I started playing the game, man. Like, it's sucking the fun out of it for me. I'm coming onto it now and I'm like, what am I playing for? I've done every like normal tower boss. And like I said, I might still have a go at the hard tower bosses because at least it's just breeding one solid pal. I should have gone through my pal deck and just showed you the quantities of some of the pals I've bred. And I'm just tired. Maybe I should just have a break from the game for a while and I'll come back to it. One thing I do want to do is I want to build a nice base. I haven't done that yet in terms of like a nice house build. I keep seeing these on YouTube, these nice like house builds, and it looks like a nice home. And I thought, you know what, I ain't done that yet. That might be nice, just from the building aspect of me, so I can do that. I'll enjoy doing that. But when it comes to progressing in the game via battle wise, all I can see is that it's just locked into breeding and passive skills and whatnot, and I just don't want to put the time into that. I think there should just be not an easier way, just a more obtainable way. Please let me know if you agree. If you've watched this video or you've seen the title and you're like, yeah, I feel that too, and then you've listened to me waffle on, and I feel really bad because I do love the game. It's got me back gaming after like 10 years. And I mean, even after I recorded the footage for this video, I almost didn't sit and record the audio because I did want to sit and carry on playing and just doing some of the PAL research things. I just kind of finished topping that because I'm a bit of a completionist. But yeah, it's just kind of reaching that point with the game now where I'm just kind of, man, I wish I was enjoying this more than I am. I'm going to leave it there because I'm feeling too guilty. I might have to do a separate video on about all the reasons I do love Palworld. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for checking the video out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Check out the channel. I'm not a gaming channel. I'm like a vlog channel. There's not really any channel like mine because I just do what I want. I record things I want and what I think about. But yeah, check the channel out if you like it. Consider subscribing. And I'll check you all out in the next video.